flag, Mayor.
All right. All right, we'll get the council meeting together, first of the year here. Do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then Michelle Jarvis is going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Prayer. Or I'm sorry, the prayer. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord God, as we begin this new year of business for our city, I praise you for your sustaining presence. Remember when we're facing situations that we're uncertain about, that we turn to you and ask for your guidance to help us and guide us. God, we praise you for your sovereign reminder, even through pain and anything that we're facing that we're uncertainties. We confess, Lord, for all of our words about problems in our society and our city, that we need your presence to help guide us with. Lord, we praise you and bless us for all the things that you do for us, and just watch over and guide us. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
on a roll call. Terry is not here, he's sick. Benny, I think he's got the same thing Terry has. Jared has a meeting at the CD, what the heck is that thing he's got?
The Conservancy
The
District.
this Conservancy District, the CD district. Well, we got Debbie. Is there anybody here from Main Street tonight? You?
Be unprepared. No.
No?
I apologize.
All right, that's fine. I thought you want to give us a update maybe on the Santa Claus?
Santa Claus is awesome, yes.
And ribbon cutting?
All right.
And, yeah.
See, we're gonna put you up here, so get ready. Anyway, we're gonna start off over here with David, EMS.
Getting off the year, a little bit shy of what we thought we were gonna do. Did 1,744 runs for the year, 103 for the month of December. Our chase unit out in Dillsbury did 419 calls for the year, 55 calls for service in December. Looked like all that, majority of our calls, first place, sick person, falls, and breathing problems. Other than that, we signed with Jamie, and thanks for the help on that for our employee assistance program. This will provide all of our employees, full-time and part-time, with in-kind counseling they need, crisis services, critical incident steps and briefing, extended clinical services, all kinds of different help that they can get in person, over the phone, if you would like telehealth. So we're excited to get it all together to everybody. Trucks are all running good for the moment. And besides that, we're just cycling through some EMT and AMT students, trying to help Ripley County out a little bit.
And you're gonna get an extra truck, right?
What's that?
An extra truck for yourself so that you can go from
Yeah,
to different things?
yeah. Did we purchase, or I did purchase a Durango, then I'll be going to Athens within the next couple months.
How's everything with Dillsboro going along? I know they've been having meetings on that.
Last week's seen is whatever's on my case, so they, I guess they had a hearing outside court or something, they agreed on something, but there's still more to come. We don't get much more to lose than everybody else.
But you guys still got a unit out there though, right?
Yeah, we have a first response unit stationed at the firehouse. Town of Dillsboro has been awesome to us, the firehouse has been awesome to us, very accommodating. Like I said, they're all really appreciative that we're out there. They get a lot of compliments and people coming in and saying just thanks for being there.
I think didn't you save somebody's life within a day of being there or something like that?
Yeah, when Bill was out there, he had a CPR run. The lady, he shot her, got her back, and she walked out of the hospital. So, yeah, it was really cool. It just shows the difference of that thing being out there versus at least 10 minutes
Yeah,
hauling to get out there.
well, that's awesome.
It's making a difference in the community, so that we can help with that.
Okay. Well, good. Has anybody got anything for David? No, thank you. Chief?
And a total of 55 runs for December. Y'all get a full year report next month, but 39 structure fires. 7 of those were assisting other cities. We assisted 5 times in Lawrenceburg with structure fires. 1 Manchester, 1 Greendale, 1 Dillsboro. And we had 35 rounds within the city, 3 within the center, and 5 in Washington Township, and everything's off to a good start, getting contract signed for hose testing, ladder testing, getting all that stuff going, get it out of the way. So, other than that, everything's good. We had stuff in car on Sherman Street Saturday, around noon, had a good attack on it, and kept it to 1 room. Unfortunately, a lot of heavy smoke damage, but want to thank the PD guys for using some extinguishers to knock it down a little bit, and pulled up and fast attacked it, and used about less than a quarter tank of water. Didn't even have to hook up to hydrant. So kept it to 1 room. What's that? Yeah, saved a couple dogs. One of them wasn't in good shape, but put a little oxygen on it. By the end of the time we were there, it was up walking around. It was a lot of black heavy smoke. But,
Yeah.
Did a good knockdown. Just smokes bad. It's either water or smoke. It's going to get you one way or the other. But proud of the guys. They did a good job.
All right, thanks. Chief, Josh?
So I have 2 reports that I've given you. One is the December report, and the other is the year-end report. We'll go with December 1st, of 2025. We had 203 traffic stops, we incarcerated 12, 17 traffic accidents, 4 of those were personal injury. We drew 25 cases, we won 410 calls for service. We helped out, the officers helped out with Main Street annual St. Paul's Pet Parade on the 21st. And we'll go to the 2025 totals. We have 5,022 calls for service. We did 1,857 traffic stops. We incarcerated 241 people. We had 200 traffic accidents. 46 of those were injury crashes. And we had 470 cases. And then you can see the miles we drove and the average miles per gallon.
I guess, I was talking to Clinton, and they said the drone, they just used it this weekend to help find a little girl. And
Yeah, there was a little girl down on 56 that right from her house, and they used a drone, and was able to locate her, and the officers were able to get a hold of her, so it was a good help down for the drone.
and we had something else going on with the guy over here, a robbery or something they helped find.
I'm not aware of that one.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to check on that.
Well, anyway, the drone's working pretty good. I mean, it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's helping find kids, doing its job, so it's pretty cool.
And we have 3 people eligible to use it on board.
3 right now, but we have 1 more scheduled to go later this year to drone training.
Bird.
Bird.
Okay. All right, good.
Mayor,
Yes,
can you ask people to talk a little bit? I can hardly hear anybody.
I'll try.
Thank you.
All right, and Miss Debbie Failing is going to give us an update from Main Street. She's over there flagging her arm. Said she is all prepared, got notes on her phone.
Well, it's something I would never remember. Don't go to a meeting unprepared unless you're scheduled to talk about. Obviously, don't have anyone scheduled for tonight, but I will do my best. Just to give you a quick update, our breakfast with Santa, like I just said, we had sort of about 400 people. So the kids always enjoy it, and we've got kids that are this big that started when they were this big. So it's a great function. We did have to cancel one day because we had that lovely White Death run along. So we seem to handle it real well. I don't think we had anyone at the front door trying to get in to see Santa. We had our drawings. We raffled off the Eagle Bench, a couple that comes to the wine walk all the time. They were the and I'm not exactly sure of their hours, but they seem like a nice young, just with those
It was very cold.
It was cold,
It
it
was
was cold, but we all huddled up and had a good reception, so, thank you.
It's a neat little shop. Thanks, Debbie.
Thank you.
Well, I know I hit 2 of those breakfasts with Santa's.
Thank you very much.
I go there for the sausage and pancakes. Not that I really like Santa, you know. All right, you want to do the Title VI real quick, Austin?
Yes, sir. Title VI, as a recipient of federal funds, the City of Aurora offers a voluntary survey to gather statistical data regarding participants and beneficiaries of its federal aid programs and activities. The survey is to gather information about the populations affected by City of Aurora activities. If anyone likes one of these surveys, just let me know. I'll get you one after the meeting.
All right, and Benny's not here to give us a monthly financial report, although it is just the first of the year here, so we'll get kicked off with that. Snow, it's starting. I hope we don't get a whole lot of it. It was a little ugly to us last year. So anyways, we'll do the approval of the claims. Has everybody got a chance to look at the claims?
Yep, I
Are
make a
there any
motion to
questions
approve
about
the
them?
claims.
What's that?
I said I'll make a motion to approve the claims. No
Okay.
questions.
Everybody good with the claims? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second, all in favor?
Uh,
The minutes, has everybody got to look at the minutes from last month?
Yeah.
Okay, a motion for the,
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Michelle,
I second.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. A whole lot on the docket tonight, so I think we'll get flying pretty fast. If anybody wants to go home and watch Pittsburgh get beat tonight, we'll try to get out here before 8 o'clock.
Pacers are playing too, so.
Not that I like Pittsburgh, but anyway, because I don't. But anyways, Austin, you want to do our request there?
Yeah, so we have one request this month. It is an annual request that we typically get, and it is the Lions Club. It is the request that we get every year of $10,000, and it is for their operations throughout the year, some of the events that they participate in the city of Aurora. So they emailed this over, and I was asked to put it on the agenda. I'm not sure how council wants to handle requests this year due to the limited funding from budget cuts. So I know at one point we had discussed doing some of the bigger ones that we typically do and then seeing what's left over and devising a program to mix that up. So first and foremost, do we have any opinions on the request? And-
Austin, yes, I do. I would like to do a discussion on the Lions Club annual request. I know this is something they ask for every year, but I don't know what the money goes for. And I thought we had discussed in previous meetings that we would like a list of the expenses of where the money that we're donating to other places, where it goes. And I know, like when the Heart House asked for a donation, they gave us to the penny where they were going to spend that money. And I don't know. If somebody asked me what the Lions Club uses the $10,000 for, I wouldn't know. So I'm asking if the Lions Club could come back to us with a list of what they use that $10,000. Is it for Farmers Fair only, or is it for everything? Or so that's just my question. I don't know, so I would like to have more information if we could.
Fair enough. I will let them know. All right, no other comment. Old business continued. So we have the docks with Next Level Trails. If you were at our last council meeting, we talked about the docks and our North Side Trail project. If you haven't been here, North Side Trail is a project that we're doing to connect the two sides of the city that US 50 split in half. So we got a Next Level Trails grant back in 2023 for $900,000 to try to make this trail happen. You've probably heard me talk over the last 2 years that the railroad doesn't particularly want to see this trail happen. So Mayor sat down and we believe we found a loophole, and basically we are going to go in the water around the railroad to make the trail happen with the docks that redevelopment had purchased. So we have some good updates on that. We have people working on the manufacturing of these docks, the permitting, the cost estimates, different things like that. And the end goal with all of this, specifically the cost estimate, is to go to Next Level Trails, who is our grantor, and basically ask them if they approve of this method of making the trail happen. So I had conversations with them a couple of months ago, and they had alluded to the fact that they don't care, they just want to see a trail, right? So they've given us multiple grant extensions since, and we're currently extended to the end of 2026. I had a quarterly report due on January 1st, and I had spoke with them and said, we're close to having cost estimates, design drawings, different things like that. So in the next week, I'm going to send Next Level Trails the estimates and the designs and everything else, and if they approve this project and they like the idea of the docks, as long as we follow rules with ADA and everything else, I think after 3 years of talking about it, we might have some real progress on this. So fingers crossed that in the next week, Next Level Trails approves this idea that we've been talking about for a while.
I know Robert Liskey, Sean Somberts, and Eric Lang just had a meeting, I think Thursday, and they discussed a bunch of stuff, trying to get it together. I think it's good. It's really looking close to making this thing happen, to where everything was a roadblock. And, well, the docks really kind of saved it, because we didn't have this in mind when we bought the docks. We were trying to get rid of half of them, because we was like, well, we got such a good deal on them, but we don't need 9 docks. But now it looks like we're going to get to use all of them. They're also working on permitting for the river up here by Lesko Park, because we've got 2 for sure people that want to put a boat here. One of them, I think it's too big, and I've kind of talked to him, and I said, I'm not trying to run you away. I said, but I think that your boat's just too big for what we want. It's a big one. But anyways, we're going to get a floating restaurant in here within a year or so, which would be nice. But the docks are going to work. And Mike, you're going to have to walk your bicycle across them. You can't just do wheelies and ride across it. Now, well, it won't be hills and everything, so you just have, it'll be 8 feet wide. The docks are 8 feet wide, but still just, you know, you're going to get kids or whatever, try to ride them, and just going to have to watch out for people walking and all that. But anyways, the plan is to have them where you can just walk the bikes across, and they got plans for that, and how to get the docks, the ramps, you know, way different from what I was imagining how to do the ramps, but they're making it to where they can hook up to a truck, because we're going to have to get them out of there if it floods. They'll hook up to the ramp and pull it out within 20, 30 minutes. They can have the ramps out, the docks over there at Waterways completely taken apart, so that'd be great.
So Austin, do we have so if everything gets approved through Next Level Trails, do we have a timeline on when we'd be able to start? Do we already have?
We're going to start ASAP on them.
That's what I was wondering. I didn't know,
So my last grant extension was requested late 2025, and they gave us till the end of 2026 to start.
Right, but I mean, I'm assuming we don't want to wait that long to start, right?
No.
Okay.
But as far as deadlines go, we have to be shovels in ground by the end of 2026.
Okay.
Yeah, they're probably thinking I'm a pain in the butt, because I keep calling them, where we at? Let's get this thing going, you know. Not going to wait 30 days for another meeting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's good. Anyways, annexation.
Yep, next up is annexation at the end of December. A lot of you were here. We had our final public hearing for the annexation. We need to wait 30 days from the day of that public hearing to take it to a vote. So we've been talking about this for probably 13, 14 months. And the 4th Monday of this month will be the decision where it will get voted on by council here. Any questions on annexation?
I got one, if you don't mind. What's this annexation, when you annexation?
We are annexing properties along State Route 56, and it stops at the cemetery.
I'm just curious, I didn't know anything about it.
No,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I can, if you want to get with me after, I can get you a map of it.
I'm just curious, thank you.
No problem. Any other questions on annexation?
I do. How much is it gonna cost? So we're gonna run sewer and water down there, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, the whole cost of the infrastructure would be about 1.4 million. The project for the condos will pay for it through tipping. We'll tip it, and then that'll pay for all the infrastructure. And we've got Okra grants for the water, because we're gonna put it down, fire hydrants and everything on down through there. So that'll take up about $400,000 of it there, so 4 to 5, so we're looking at about 900 we gotta make up through a grant to, put down there through the TIF.
Who's gonna pay for that?
Well, that'll all be paid for the, with the TIFing, with the condos.
TIF money.
Yeah, the TIF money,
Okay. So it's not gonna cost anything to the taxpayers?
absolutely, well,
Okay.
And we have 3 years to complete that. That's part of the deal.
well, to start it.
To
We have
start
three,
it.
yeah, but
3 years
anyways.
To start it.
But once he's gonna put 16 of them in, and once that gets going, and then the rest of the project go, we're gonna tip them first 16 to get the money starting to come in on them. You know how it does, it'll take a couple years to get it going, the taxes to come in and everything off of it. But that's a plan on that, with the city shouldn't have to pay a dime on that.
Yeah. Which side of 56 going to where right is that, will the water lines be?
That is a Randy question. I don't
Because
know.
That side going down, too much work down there, I think that whole road's gonna slip.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
if you put water down, we should have the state building up a little bit more, so it's safer, maybe walk
Yeah.
that.
Well, and I know if everything was great and it'd go good the way we want it to, but we're gonna try to, file for a next level's trails and maybe be able to put a bike trail all the way down there, and we're gonna try to do it all at once. Now, the chances of that happening are slim, but so was a trail going up under the bridge, and we got that going, I hope so.
Would the city be responsible for it? There's like probably 20 or 30 trees that on top of the electric lines on the left, right outside of town. Would they be responsible for that, or would the wire company still be responsible for cutting those trees?
That's, I just found something out today. Well, I actually found out this past week. But the people like Duke and that, they're not responsible for the trees. They are allowed to cut the limbs off of the wires, but it's actually the property owner's problem to cut the trees.
Now, is there that a legal responsibility that if something happens, they're responsible? Because I don't think anybody knows that. But everybody thinks it's the state or somebody.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
they don't know that, and I think people get on it because no one wants to get sued, so they don't know about it.
Yeah, I know, and we got that problem up here on Sunnyside too. We gotta get a hold of the owner on 408 Sunnyside because we've been trying to get Brightspeed to cut this limb down and everything. Oh, we'll be there. I think the police, they even went and got a hold of them, said they were gonna be there at night, and the limb's still hanging on this thing, and it's been going on for 3 or 4, I got you. Been going on for 3 or 4 months, and now we gotta get a hold of the property owner and let them know that they're actually responsible for this limb, that they're gonna have to cut it down. So it's a mess. We're trying to get the companies to pay it, like Brightspeed, or take care of it. They're just,
So the state won't do it within the, what is there?
I don't know. That'd be a state product, because that's all in the state right away going down through there.
That's
and all
probably
that.
the right away, they won't be responsible for it.
Yeah, that doesn't have anything to do with the city.
No.
I have something to add. Turns out the people who own the pools on that side of the road where the guy's talking about on Sunnyside, they're owned by the people who were at Spectrum. They own the pool and they lease the pool to various outfits.
Brightspeed.
Lincoln, so it's if you link Brightspeed and so I'd find out if they will find that out.
Yeah, okay, all right, thank you. All right.
I got it, man.
Oh, we got something else?
Hi, Patrick Meyer. I'm with Riverview Cemetery. Is it okay to make a comment or something regarding the annexation? Or
Yeah,
should
go
I
ahead.
wait? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I'm Patrick Meyer. I'm with Riverview Cemetery Association for a few years now, and in charge of grounds, I guess, too. Randy couldn't be here tonight, but we did receive our cards, and we hadn't sent those back to you regarding the annexation because we had some concerns. Those concerns you guys sent back to us, Randy had them in the form of some information regarding what the annexation would be and kind of ordinary care type statements. We're just looking to ensure that Riverview Cemetery that was founded in 1869, that has 30 acres, that's the site of a former Revolutionary War battle and Indian mounds and burial mounds, housing up to today of 14,108 people, is gonna be, ordinary care will be taken care of on our perimeters. So county does that now. So in other words, outside of our fence, Old 56, all the way to the bridge, that's a city thing.
It'll be city now.
That's
Yes.
that's what our concerns are. That's what I'm bringing it up for.
Yeah, I've
Specifically-
already talked to the
Okay.
county and everything.
Okay. Also, since things will change from becoming a city standpoint, there will also be like garbage and dumpsters and things like that will be supplied by the city then, is that correct?
We don't supply garbage
Okay.
bins and dumpsters. You would have to rent them from Rumpke and then we could take care of it.
And then you do the service then?
Well, Rumpke would, but
Right, but
you would do
it's-
your service through the city. It'd be cheaper for you once it's there. So
Right,
if you
okay,
have
yeah.
those right now,
Right.
you'll get them at a reduced rate.
Okay, yeah, it's just so we've got, because we're up to where we're using kind of a dumpster now as well as just cans and the continuing cleanup of everything and keeping things looking like they're supposed to. Does it have any impact on, and I don't know this answer, does it have any impact on the Lawfrey Creek side? Does the city, in other words,
No,
the cemetery, and I don't know that it does.
no, that's
but-
still county. Everything
So
from
that-
Lottery going out's county.
Okay, so in other words, soon as we go on Old 56, other than the parcel of the cemetery, that's
The
it,
left
right?
side goes down to Brett's. That'll all be the city there. We're gonna,
Okay.
yeah, that'll be taken care of by the city.
Okay, and just to reiterate, because it did mention in the notes that the city, like you all don't have enough to do, like the city has, their intents are not to take over or manage the cemetery. And we got that again. I'm
I'm
just
trying to get
reiterating.
votes out of there, Pat.
Thank you, everybody.
I say that because that was mentioned to me.
Let's register.
Thank you.
All right, nobody has, this is not an annexated meeting, but we are happy to answer any kind of questions anybody has. If not, we'll be moving on. So, new business, Austin.
Yes, new year, new council, president vote opportunity, requested by council to put on here, so.
The floor is open for nominations. I nominate Jonay.
We have a nomination, do we have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? All right, we have the new council president. All right.
Next up is the conflict of interest forms, which you all have in front of you. Does anyone need any specification on what these forms are for, or what? Perfect. Just fill them out, sign them, and then I will make sure they get to the attorneys, so just hand them to me after the meeting. Next, under new business, if you were here last month, we had the Gordon family come in, and they had requested some sort of memorial or something to honor Jamie Gordon. So, is the family here?
Yes.
Would you like to say just a quick 2 minutes kind of about what we discussed, and then I'll kind of tell you where council's head's at right now?
We asked to do something for my brother Jamie Gordon. He was very well known in the city of Aurora. Riding a bike, with a lot of people. Happy-go-lucky guy, always had a smile on his face. He worked for the city for a little while too.
So, I know we talked a little bit last month about maybe what we can do. It was mentioned possibly renaming the Dearborn Trail. We had mentioned that's pretty complicated because Lawrenceburg owns half of it. So our clerk treasurer was looking out his window, and he came up with an idea, and he had a suggestion here. The River City Bike Share Program is shared between Lawrenceburg and Aurora. You can rent a bike and you can ride back and forth between on the Dearborn Trail. Years ago, when this idea was thought of, we thought it would never fund itself and we would be throwing money at it every year. But if the bikes were getting used, maybe that's a worthwhile thing, right? Fortunately, it's funded itself and more ever since. We have not had to put any money towards the River City Bike Share program since the day it was created. The people around here love it, and so Benny came up with an idea, and I had discussed it with some of the people up here. And what we would like to do is one of the primary bike stations for the bike share program is right next to Weber Sports in this parking lot outside of City Hall. We would like to rename that to the Jamie Gordon Station and honor him in that way by having that station recognized with a sign above it, and then as well as below a picture that just kind of explains, the picture you showed last month, that just kind of explains, you know, why it is the way it is and why it's named after. So that is where the discussion went, and I guess we were wondering if that's something that you think is honoring.
Great, thank you.
Well, City Council, I know that, you know, I had called each of you and told you this idea and you were all on board, so I guess if we can get a motion to make it official, I'll start working on it.
I'll make them, go ahead.
We're all motioning.
We're all motioning, go. We're all seconding.
I think it's all seconded.
All in favor? All right, there you go.
In addition to that, did you want to bring up about the Dave Schwegman's idea? Because I
Yeah.
did mention it to Aaron.
Yeah, so at the park board, 5 p.m. today, we brought up this idea. They all loved it, so I'm gonna kind of work on a little bit of a design, and I would like to send it to you and make sure that, you know, it's doing justice. And if you like it, we'll get it ordered and get it up. At the park board, they had a secondary suggestion as well. Amongst the biking community, it's popular to get some Rust-Oleum type white paint and paint the bike itself, and then plant it safely on the trail, like on the side of the trail, kind of as a little memorial. So we were wondering if there would be an appetite for that. You don't have to answer today, but if you would like, we could also memorialize the bike.
One thing, green. Green.
Fair enough.
He named that like Candy Green.
Oh, even better. If that's something you'd like to do, just get in contact with me, and we can make that happen as well. That's a cost-free way to honor Jamie.
You want us to paint it?
We got you covered.
Totally up to you.
We'll just see what we need to do now.
Yeah, I'll give you my business card after this, and we'll make sure we do this right.
Thank you all. I'm sure most of you need Jamie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Jamie around 59, 60?
63, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my sister's.
Well, I'll be in touch with you then after this.
Thank you.
We have two last things on new business, and they're both great news. For 2025, we had asked Rising Sun Community Foundation for a grant to work on the Aurora Little League ball fields. They gave us that grant last year for $30,000, and we were able to fix a lot of the drainage issues and get some appropriate brick dust and fix the lights up a little bit. After that, we had a major Little League tournament here in Aurora. It was wonderful. We had cities and towns from all over Dearborn County come to play. It was great for our businesses. It was great just to see the kids out there enjoying their time in Aurora. So this, at the end of last year, we went to the Rising Sun Community Foundation again, and we said, we'd like to keep building on this. The city will pitch in. Would you be willing to give us another grant to help us further work on these baseball fields? So we received a note a couple of weeks ago that the Community Foundation has granted Aurora another $30,000 to work on the Little League fields. This money will be spent on some underground piping and different drainage solutions to keep the fields more dry, and especially the seating areas around the fields. And then once all of the drainage pipe is in and the water is more controlled, we're putting some concrete pads down in the seating areas so that it's more comfortable for parents, and we're not fighting off mud every time we want to play a baseball game. So I just wanted to put that out there. Thank you, Rising Sun Community Foundation, for helping us out and keep making the ball fields better for the kids. Final thing on there is another grant. So last year we teamed up with Duke Energy and we made the John Borgman Memorial. It is over by the Vietnam Memorial at Lesko Park. DCF had reached out, Dearborn Community Foundation had reached out to the mayor and said they wanted to do some beautification there. The mayor worked with them and got us a grant for $761.65 just to work on continuing beautifying that memorial, John Borgman's memorial, and it's over where the Huey is behind it. If you haven't seen it, there are some beautiful memorials over there. Go check it out. We've been working to add lights to it and try to keep up with the gardening and make it look nice. So thank you to DCF for this grant, because every little bit helps when you're trying to make the area look better. So also great news. That's all I've got, Mayor.
Real quick, oath of office, is that something that we're going to do tonight, or does Jared need to be here for that?
Jared will be here to handle that at the next council meeting. You guys don't have to re-sign oaths of office because you took the 4-year commitment when you won your election. However, we typically just do like a mini swear-in just to, kind of reignite it. So.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it was on here, and I wanted to
Yeah,
double
I think
check.
he said something about the next meeting and everybody's got to do it in all the different boards and everything that we have. So.
Oh, okay.
All right, guess we'll open it up to public comment.
Yeah, I got a question. What do you, the city council, the city's trying to do to bring in more businesses into our town?
What are we trying to do?
Yeah, just some suggestions, on how to bring more merchants in here. So kind of like Madison has all these antique shops and restaurants and things like that, that would create more income for the city as well as the community.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Madison's a great example. I mean, Bob Courtney's done great as a mayor for Madison there.
I'm not saying anything against Aurora, I'm just asking
No.
what we can do to improve all this, because it seems like a lot of businesses keep holding up more in the town.
We can take
Well,
a segment of that.
And I know a lot of the cost of everything.
We're getting a new Dairy Queen.
I heard we're gonna be able to go inside and everything.
Walmart's is getting a Dunkin'.
Yep, Walmart's getting a Dunkin' Donuts.
You want me to take that one? You
Walmart is, that's 1, 2, 3 Dunkins down through there.
want me to take that?
You can, yeah, go ahead.
So one thing, there's a couple different things we've been doing, right? So focusing on the businesses specifically, Main Street has done an incredible job with these ribbon cuttings and trying to make them feel welcome, trying to be available to them, help them. I know a lot of our other local businesses are great at doing the same thing, walking over, introducing themselves, right? And that's that micro level community stuff that really does help out and make you feel welcomed. On the bigger level, I think this council and mayor teamed up with Main Street, the Lions Club, these different great organizations, hosting a lot of events, tries to keep visitors coming to Aurora. It gets people out of their houses, it gets them shopping. And the more people you can bring downtown through these events and just through anything that we can do, it helps these businesses stay open because you're getting more economy downtown, right? And another thing that it does is it brings people to Aurora that, I mean, in my opinion, our downtown can definitely be considered beautiful, right? It's historic. I love it. The more people we get down here and show them that, the more they might consider moving in and doing the same thing. I think we've had pretty good occupancy rates. You're right. It is very challenging in today's economy to run a successful business. Fortunately, a lot of what we're seeing is when these businesses do move or go under, they're typically being replaced, which is wonderful. Another thing on the macro level that we've been working on is teaming up with the Visitors Bureau for Dearborn County. So they've done well at accumulating their funds, and they're starting to kind of help local communities, surrounding communities with these funds to increase tourism and to get visitors to Dearborn County. And, Aurora, Greendale, Lawrenceburg, we all have representation on that board, and we all kind of push and fight for our own little segment of our piece of the pie. So I think teaming up with a lot of the different great organizations and just pushing events, tourism, getting people down here spending their money, I think it's made a big impact. I think some of these quality of life projects we've been working on, like the Northside Trail, if you don't have a vehicle, and you're on foot, we're trying to find a way to get you from one side of the city to the other. I think that allows more people across 50 to come downtown and shop, make it easier on them, make it more of a fun thing on their bike or whatever it may be. So I think projects have a lot to do with that. And I think the direction this council and the mayor is taking and trying to just make our city better, even in small ways, it all adds up and multiplies. So it's a hard question to answer, you know? It's not like we have money to help incubate these businesses, but it's a lot of the little things that, you know, if you do enough right, it encourages people to want to come here, shop here, set up here, whatever it may be. So I think that's shown through the fact that if we do unfortunately lose a business, it is typically replaced pretty quickly. It's always unfortunate to lose one, but it's kind of the cycle of life with small business, right? So hopefully I kind of answered your question, but it's a challenging one.
If I could, I'd like to add something to that. So council has been discussing ways that we can be more active with Main Street and Lions Club and Hill Forest and different things. So Janae actually had an idea about a year ago. And Janae, do you want to talk about your upcoming plan?
Yeah, so we're working together to bring everybody in the community in. Starting January 26th, we're going to have a planning committee for a big 250th birthday party down here. We're going to go directly with Main Street during the Light Up Aurora Festival. We're going to bring in like vintage baseball teams. We're going to have a parade. We're going to have all kinds of stuff in a huge event that day. But we want everybody from the community to come in and give us ideas of things that they're interested in, what they want to do, how everybody can pitch in and help, and have stuff down here every weekend that we have just little groups come in and play. Some people come in and volunteer. We've had people say, I'll come in and play for a couple of hours, you know. Just something to get everybody downtown. And I think that'll go hand in hand with bringing businesses in. More people we get down here hanging out, they'll see everything also. But after the next council meeting, which is January 26th, we're going to meet right in this room and have our first meeting and start going over that.
I would say too that I'm a business owner in town, and so for people who know where my business is, if you don't know, we actually, where Three Ridges moved in, that was our old shop. We moved out of there, and we haven't reopened because we're moving into the old Christian bookstore. So it's like 3 times, 4 times the space that we had. So we're reopening, and we don't have an exact date because our landlord's finishing up the building, making it gorgeous in there. It's beautiful. But also Gamble's has been sold, and they are opening a business there too. So those are two empty spots. Ours technically isn't empty because if you go by, there's stuff in there. But Gamble's, if you go by there, you can see they've like wall. I mean, they're definitely doing construction in there to make it nice. And so those are 2 big buildings, not necessarily stores, necessarily, but 2 big buildings in town that are going to have businesses in them too. But I will say, as a business owner, the big thing is we need all of you coming in the shops. I mean, if you guys aren't shopping in town, then businesses aren't going to stay because we can't afford rent. And I mean, those that own the buildings we don't own our building, we rent it, but those even that own the buildings, they've got to keep on them and stuff. So, I mean, that's the biggest thing you can do is to come shop yourself in the stores and tell your friends and family to come. And there's 2 other on our street, that 1819 and Wellington's where they were at. I don't know what's going to happen with them, but their leases are up in April. So, and I know the building next to us where Hogan Water was, that building's available. So if you know somebody, I think it's like 800 square foot. So it's roughly the same size as our old building at Three Ridges, where they're at now. So if you know a business, that's available for rent. So if you guys know anyone, those are some places that right on 2nd Street that are going to be available. So
Encourage people to buy local,
yes,
shop local,
yeah.
support your hometown.
And I will say, Michelle has great ideas. Her and I have talked about things that in her new space, it's a must-see. You have to come. She's really changing it up and going to have a lot of diversified things to shop for. So that's always nice. You can go in for one thing and see something else that you might like. So please do come down for her grand opening.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that I miss about Aurora. I was raised here all my life. We had a little hometown grocery store just like Campbell in here. And since that left, a lot of people don't come here as much because a lot of people used to come here even just walking to the grocery store.
Well, I will say, have you been to Aurora Marketplace that Dan and Lonnie own? In the old Crescent Brewery?
No, I've heard that it's pretty expensive for one thing.
Oh, it's cheap.
I would say their lunch meat and cheese, it's pretty
very
reasonable, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, probably some things might be a little bit more, but by the time you drive someplace else and whatever, it all equals out. But I mean, I know a family that they go there, and they're a larger family like I have, and they go there every week to buy their lunch meat and cheese. So,
Where is that?
where the Crescent Brewery was,
The yellow building over here?
yeah.
Yeah, I know where it is, because me and my brother Jamie went there, and he went.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the same people that own it. So if you go in there, you're gonna see them working, so,
So it is a
yes.
grocery store?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and they also have a little boutique in there too. They have some other things too. But you can get all your like necessities in there.
Walk there.
Yeah, you ought to check it out.
Yeah.
And you can buy sandwiches, and they're very generous. They're not small sandwiches, they're
Okay.
good size.
I didn't really know much about that place.
Yeah. The sad thing is, IGA just can't compete with Kroger's and Walmart. They can't buy it for what they're selling it for.
Yeah, I know.
And, so it's just,
That's what hurts a lot of these small towns.
but you gotta adapt and move on with it, But, I'll sit up here in the office on the weekends sometimes, and the people that come out of the little soap shop over here in Spires, and they walk around with their bags, and they just walk around, they check out Aurora. People love these little towns, so it's picking up. We got some things in the works too. I hate saying what we got going on, because if it doesn't happen, but there are some things happening. Yeah.
So I want to ask a question about the opportunity zones. So if we get a fund like that, would one of the focuses be trying to get more like housing in a lot of the buildings? Because it seems like a lot of the buildings have like kind of empty above the shop floors.
Yeah.
And I think getting more, like, we could get like some market rate, or like a little bit below, like something where somebody can move in there and it not be an insane amount of money to rent for. They would be more likely to, walk around, foot traffic in all the buildings and everything.
That'd be nice if they can keep the rent lowered. I mean, that's just another thing we got going on, is the opportunity zone. I mean, Gage, if you want to kind of say something about that, you're more than welcome to. If not,
I mean, that's a great project, in Brookville, Indiana, that's something that they got. They had an old empty building that hadn't been used for 100 years, and the roof was caving in, and now it's got 56 apartments in it. So that's definitely something, it'd be up to the investors in that opportunity zone. It doesn't, just because you get an opportunity zone doesn't mean investment's gonna happen. You still have to have those projects happening, you have to have local people, making that happen, getting people interested. But yeah, that's definitely a type of project that will work.
And I don't know if you noticed, but there's a new house going up on Conwell, thanks to redevelopment. You can probably tell more about that, Pat, the new house up on
Is
Conwell.
that nonprofit?
Yeah, so the SIC PDC worked with the city and with some other organizations, one Dearborn through the Ready Funds and different things. And they're building a house at 601 4th Street. It's right at the end of 4th Street where it meets with Conwell Street on the left there. And basically, it's been a while since I've talked about it, so don't quote me. But they're using a lot of different funding mechanisms to lower the cost of that house. So the house itself, regardless of what it costs, they're using different types of, say, state funding to lower the cost to the buyer. So how that program works with the SIC PDC is that if you're a family and you want to move to Aurora and set your roots here, you can basically sign to live in that house for a minimum of 10 years. And if you're willing to live there and plant your roots here for 10 years, they're able to help you with cost, down payment, everything to make it very affordable to get a family here. So that was kind of a trial run. We got through it all. We got the funding. The SIC PDC did a great job, and the house is going up. And if we can find a family that is willing to set their roots for 10 years to get a very affordable, nice house, they intend to get more property and try another one. And if it works, they want to try another one. And they want to keep going to get families here for the schools, for the businesses, for the shops.
There's also,
Well, That's a hard question because it all depends on where you live and what's affordable to you, right? But say a two bathroom, 3-bedroom house, brand new. These days, 300,000-400,000 is what you're looking at. They're trying to get that down in the ballpark of like 250 and helping with the down payment, different things like that. So
So we monitor and make sure no person comes in and gets it and rents it out later in life.
yes, you are signing rules that it will be your homestead for 10 years. Otherwise, you have to pay the money back. So basically, like you said, affordable is broad, right? That's different to everybody in this room. So the family that ends up applying for this house, not through the city, but through the SICPDC, they're going to be selected based on need by them, not us. And then with that, they're going to try to make it affordable to that family. So if that family, can afford X, they're going to try to get the price of the house to X. So that the whole idea is to get families here so their kids go to our school.
Will that house go under the same requirements as the other, anything else on the board? You go with the historical stuff?
Yes, they followed.
That's a perfect site for all.
They asked for some variances on some of it, which they were granted, but yes, they did follow the HPC pretty closely, which again, that increased the price of the house, so they used grant funding to try to keep it lower.
What about senior housing?
Senior housing is something we definitely need to tackle, and I'm hoping these opportunity zones bring a better avenue for us to kind of push some of the land that we do have to find a developer that could do something like that. I think we all know that housing is needed from all levels, senior housing, new young families, everybody, right? So one new thing that we've developed is on the website we have a redevelopment tab. And if you go on that tab, you can see a lot of the properties that the city of Aurora or the Aurora redevelopment actually own. And the idea is that somebody, a developer looking at Aurora, would go on our website, click the redevelopment tab, look at a couple plots of land. Maybe we have an opportunity zone to tell them, hey, you'll also get some tax breaks for this. And then they can basically fill out a form saying what they want to do with the land. They can come to redevelopment. If it's a good project for Aurora, redevelopment is willing to actually give away or sell the land very cheaply to this person, and then they build on it. And we just keep trying to do that as we acquire land that might be vacant, might have a building on it that it isn't very structurally sound, and that's kind of the method we're taking to attack that and try to get some new development around here.
Also, if you drive down Conwell, you'll see there's a new apartment building going in. And he actually purchased one of those lots from redevelopment. It's not completely done yet, but it looks really nice from where it's at. He's pretty close to, yeah.
Down by
Yeah.
Hosea Church?
Yeah, right across the street from there.
Is that by the, used to be the old line?
No.
Down further.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right next to Hosanna.
Okay.
Down
Yeah.
by Plum, across the street from Prune.
Yeah.
Okay. He was talking about some of these older buildings, and some of them would be good homes for lower income if they could.
Well, that's why we're trying to get that opportunity zone to get investors in here to do it where they don't have to pay taxes on their,
And that would really bring in a lot of income too,
yeah.
housing for people.
Be nice to get some of these slum lords, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. So, are we trying to turn Aurora into a low-income area?
No.
Actually, just the opposite.
Just the opposite.
I mean, I've heard a lot, I mean, not that my house is expensive or anything, because again, I'm a single person with my own house, but I take great pride, and so do my neighbors in that, and trying to, and I keep on hearing these things about where we keep on trying to lower our standards, because we're wanting to drive, have these people come in. But, if you have too many low income, not everyone, but there's a lot of people who don't take care of things because they haven't had to work their rear end off. And I work a lot of hours to cover.
Oh, I think maybe you misunderstood what we meant. When he was talking about the whole organization that's building this home down there, they're not going to be a low-income family. They're just trying to help them because they're a starter, like this is their starter home. It's their very first home. So like when you're a first home buyer, that's what they meant.
Trust me,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. I just want to make sure you knew that it wasn't like this organization is specifically looking
I don't
for
mind
lower
people
income.
with senior living, because seniors have worked their their rentals.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you know, they don't have as much money to go on, because they can't work a whole bunch of hours.
Yeah.
You know, so but if we're trying to bring in a bunch of low income, you know,
No.
that's not gonna help our.
Yeah, that's not what no, I think you maybe misunderstood what we were saying. That's not
Well, I
what
mean,
we meant.
just turn the whole, you know, area into lower income, you know, and cram in a bunch of, we're gonna be cramming in a bunch of houses.
Those houses are not gonna be low income either.
But not all low income.
I want to say, those are $250,000, $300,000 homes. I don't know many low-income families who could afford a $250,000, $300,000 home. The home that we just spoke of from the SIC PDC, that is a $250,000 home. You have to qualify. You have to be able to go out and get a mortgage and everything. There is, nobody's going to look for bringing low income in. We're just trying to find affordable, helping people get there.
We have the lowest population since 1800. What year was it? I've heard that's the before.
Oh, 19 something or whatever.
19 something.
But you know, the biggest thing on that is, people that used to own their houses, it was like 80% property owners. It's 40% now. The Aurora's 60% rentals. And that's why you have what you got going on, and that's why you have with the lowering of population as well, because they don't get added into the census, because nobody wants to fill anything out or do all this stuff. So we're actually working this year to change that around. It will take a little while, but we're putting something in place to change that. So hopefully, trying to get more people to take pride in their houses, you have to own the house. And big examples, I had a house up on Cobb, guy rented from me for 10, 15 years, tried to get him to buy it. Every year, trying to get him to buy this house. I can't buy it this year, can't buy it this year. Never did anything to it, never did anything. Finally got him to buy the house. He's the best homeowner in the world now. He calls me up all the time, hey, you gotta see what I do with the kitchen, you gotta see what I do with this. You have to have pride in your house, you have to have ownership in it. And if you don't have ownership in it, you're not gonna put money in it, it's not yours. So we're gonna try, that's the next step, is we're gonna try to turn some things around. Everything's little steps. I mean, we'd love to do everything at once, but as we go along, we find out what the problems are, and so we try to figure out the solution to them. So it's a battle. I mean, but we're working on it.
I got another question. What's Aurora doing trying to bring in more jobs for people, so it will bring more people in?
Well, we're really limited on our space here because we're a lot of hills. We don't have a lot of places for, as far as people having jobs, what we got is what we got. We just hope we don't lose what we have.
That would also help
Yep.
with bringing people in.
Yep.
I think the redevelopment tab looks really nice, Austin. I did try to cross-reference it, because I know we talked about having one Dearborn, like a link, I think on one Dearborn to get to our tab, didn't we?
That might be a possibility. I think what we were discussing is that we are going to work with Mike and Gage as a primary focus of One Dearborn is to go out and find developers, investors, and people who are looking for opportunity. And then for One Dearborn, who we're contracted with every year, to then turn around and send them our direction.
I just have seen some links on your site. I didn't know if we could get a link to directly to it. Because it looks nice.
Every bit helps, yeah.
We're gonna put together an RFP, the properties they had, and we'll market that on our website as well. We'll link to that.
Okay, good.
All right, we're all good? Yes.
502 Railroad, 109 Center Street, which is the budget pass by road. Been here lately, of course, I've dealt all summer with all the semis. Okay. But now, for some reason, nobody knows how to get out of there. For some reason, they think they can go back up where they came, and they're tearing people's yard up a little bit.
What do you mean going back up where they came? What are you talking about?
Well, when they get off the exit, road, come down, for some reason, they don't know how in hell to get back out of it.
They don't know how to get back on 50.
They don't want to get on 50. So here lately, the past couple months, they've been taking people's yards out, those two places. And then, of course, they backed into a fire hydrant one day when I was over there. I called the utilities come down and take a look at it, because it moved it about that much.
didn't say that, did I? Anyway,
They're tearing the yards up, so, and
Yeah.
they just keep going, so, or, you know.
yeah, I don't know what we can do. man.
Open to any solutions
Put some
outside of the
signs up,
signage
but-
that's there.
They usually got GPSs. Heck, I follow my GPS all over the place.
Sometimes it
But
takes you a long
I don't know. We got the same problem going up Second Street, so,
We want to follow the GPS.
yeah.
I know, it's very sharp.
Yeah. All right, we'll see what we can do. I don't know what we can do with that, but
Do you have any recommendations?
Put some steel poles in the ground, put on pole concrete, let that big ground.
well, they run them over too.
Yeah, but it comes in damn.
They know some damage at least.
All right.
Make a motion to
look,
adjourn.
Motion adjourned, second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Go watch